AskReddit by I don't now 10,304. People who let their mom count to 0. What happened after? She's currently on 11258999068426224. I'll let you know if she ever gets there. If anyone needs a reference, that's 1/250. If your mom counts one number every second, and has been halving the fraction each time, she hasn't even been counting for a full minute yet. Everything goes black and the last thing I see is my mother's slipper speeding toward me. It's funny how they can make getting hit by fuzzy pink slipper feel like getting hit by a Mack truck. She was bluffing, but only the first time. Well, if the comment section is any hint of what happened, she was counting again, so you old run away, as she grabbed the wooden spoon. Wooden spoon impact. Edit. I see a lot of people asking if I'm Italian, Irish or even Polish. Nope, American, but the art of the wooden spoon was taught through many generations in our family. I'm just thankful I never got the belt. In my story, my mom pulled out a wooden spoon and hit the table with it to be very menacing. Unfortunately for her, she hit the table hard enough that the spoon snapped and the round part went flying off. My sister and I, 2 years apart, burst out laughing and my mom couldn't help but laugh too. I don't honestly remember her using threatening a wooden spoon after that. Pussies. My mom started at 0. Immediately punches you. I had my sister's Hello Kitty belt imprint left on my ass. I see this as an absolute win. Tried it once. She gave a defeated sigh, then chuckled. Then she said something like, "You're getting too old." That was the day I became a man. I'll never forget my 32nd birthday. Deleted. I'm gonna count again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1.25, 1 1/8. She started counting to negative numbers. I think mine did fractions. 1/2, 1/4. Half of my respiratory organs were destroyed. Plus ultra. Oh lord, she comin'. I'm just piggybacking off this comment because it was literally an oh lord moment. My mum is quite deaf, about 85% of her hearing is gone. Well, around the time it first started to fade, she was in a foul mood. She screamed at me to tell my cousin to come downstairs and come and eat. As I turned and said okay and she could not read my lips, I just heard her scream from behind me. I said, "Go and get your cousin," as she opened the freezer door, pulled out a frozen loaf of bread and launched it directly at my head. I woke up about 90 seconds later with her sobbing on top of me and with a pounding headache, and she never hit me again. We also got McDonald's after. This is Reddit, not a Ouija board. Capital H. I'll never know. She got to 7 and, being the resident smartest, I said, "Oh cool, showing off again, mom." That went real well for me. Deleted. She reset me to the factory settings. A hard reset, as we called it. Not my mother, because she rarely disciplined me and my siblings, but my grandma. Oh no. When I went to 0, I got her classic little old Asian lady move, a sock filled with pennies thrown at me at speeds I never thought possible. Shit hurted. Every time your kids swear out a penny in your sock and soon you'll have a weapon to be. Bold of you to assume that they are alive to tell their story. Yes, I am actually dead right now. The chase of a lifetime that ended in a red hot posterior. Red hot chili posterior. She yelled my name real loud. And daddy said, "Why don't you ever do that for me?" The chancla. I wonder how La Chancla became such a universal tool of punishment for Hispanic kids. She slapped the soul out of my body and it ricocheted back in me. Deleted. Having your full name being said is terrifying. Even more when you are Latino and have 4 names. It just lasts longer. Moms never get to 0. There's fractions out there you can't even imagine. 1 and 9/2. Deleted. Did you befriend a royalty with bunch of chain-smoking tiny guys with mushroom hats afterwards? The doctor diagnosed her with dyscalculia. You are fucking done, followed by my entire name, with emphasis on my middle, followed by an ass beating I still remember 15 years later. That moment when mom looks at you and says, oh, you done fucked up. I woke up in the back of a wagon heading to Skyrim. Hey, you. You're finally awake. Weaklings. My mother would count after I was already whooped to give me time to stop crying or I'll be whooped again. Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about for real. You know what a Switch is, and I'm not talking about Nintendo. Explain, my uncultured asshole doesn't know. I never got in trouble, but my sister did. She let my mother count to 0, she just got shouted at. My sister ran upstairs crying. Goddamn, her mum didn't even need a wooden spoon. Let's hope other mothers don't learn the ancient arts. It hurt until 2005. But I felt like a special someone in 2006. The Big Bang. Isn't that how you were made? My mom went from 0-60 in 1.9 seconds. This is Alex's mother here posting. I'm posting on his behalf as I counted to 0. He did not survive. My mom counted up. And if I wasn't making moves, she suddenly became a sloth. You better move your butt. 2.5. I was a pussy, I never let her get to 3. I gotta say, the last time my mom ever tried to spank me I dove right between her legs, knocked her over, and ran like a fucking wild hog. I guess she realized then that she was too old for this lol. Were you 28? I used to not know what would happen when I counted to 10. My son has let me get there once, and it ended with me literally wrestling him into his pajamas and him going to bed without getting to read any books. He was very upset, and I felt like a terrible person, but he hasn't let me go past 7 since that day. 3, 2, 1, 0. The sound of a belt coming undone through the loops of pants frightened me. Your parents counted? I let her divide by 0 once. A black hole opened up and all hell broke loose. And X200B. And X200B. Heck. Sorry mom. I stupidly said wow, I didn't know you could count, and she beat the soul out of me. I saw everything that had ever happened in any place ever all at the same time. I saw every great extinction event in reverse and the thunderous slaps had fucking reverb. She beat me like a sexually frustrated teen beats their meat. She hit me so hard I saw new colors. Her grip was like a jaguar's jaws on a gazelle's neck. There was no escape. I got a privilege taken away. After that would come immediate buyer's remorse. I'd do whatever it was she had wanted me to do in the first place, cry, and beg. And I never, ever got her to reverse her decision. My mom's a tough cookie. And it took me way too long to catch on lol. I guess I wasn't exactly the brightest child. Ask my oxygen tank. No one who let their mom get to 0 is around to tell the tale. I died. Did you die? Am I the only one whose mom counted to 3? No, my mum did that too, as does my wife with our kid. Is 1, 2, 2.5, etc. mainly a UK thing, where you said mom, but there we are. Array out of bounds exception. She chased me and I pallet stunned her. I was an absolute tool when I was about 16, and my mom pulled the counting method on me for the first time in like 10 years. I defied her because I thought I was so cool. She never hit me, but she did start telling me everything I've done to break her heart, and man, I became a better person after that. I hope I'm making her proud. I wish I never hurt her, she is an absolute saint. I had 4 bones broken, few bruises and I am missing couple of teeth. I hope this is a joke. It wasn't really my mom but more of my dad. He will count from 3 down and when I started being a print I will sit there and stare blankly at him. When he made it to 0 he started to take off his belt and after that, well there is a reason I was the fastest runner in my class.